Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, May 11, 2023. A project to install the English-speaking Caribbean's first gamma irradiation facility will begin this year in Jamaica. Minister of Science, Energy and Technology Darrell Vaz made the announcement during his sectoral debate presentation yesterday. He says the final contract was signed by Professor Charles Grant, the head of the International Center for Environmental and Nuclear Sciences, ICENS, in Vienna, Austria, in March of this year.
In the short term, the facility will be integral in two major international atomic energy agencies, technical cooperation projects that are of vital concern to the country in collaboration with the SRC, the Ministry of Health and Wellness. In the long term, the introduction of gamma ray technology will be applied to other segments of the agricultural and health sectors.
Gamma rays are a penetrating form of electromagnetic radiation arising from the radioactive decay of atomic nuclei. It is used in many fields, including the exploration of other planets and the sterilization of medical equipment. Through a process called irradiation, gamma rays, which while cancer-causing properties, are also used to treat some types of cancer, since the rays also kill cancer cells. And non-contact industrial sensors commonly use sources of gamma irradiation in refining, mining, chemicals, food, soaps and detergents, and pulp and paper industries for the measurement of levels, density, and thicknesses. Meanwhile, Jamaica will be able to quantify greenhouse emissions and other environmentally malignant components starting this fiscal year. The Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology has been working on the development of a real-time sensory network as part of a wider smart city concept.
The information system is a powerful visualization tool with numerous benefits, including the generation of robust data for better understanding of carbon cycling and to support the decision-making of our policymakers. The work is supported in part through grant funding by the Bureau of Oceans and International Environmental and Scientific Affairs of the U.S. Department of State.
Minister Vaz was making his sectoral debate presentation in the House of Representatives on Wednesday. Banks District in Clarendon is the next community in the parish to be transformed under the Rural Development Program. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond McKenzie says Banks District is one of 6 communities across the country in line for development. During a tour of the area recently, roads, drains and other infrastructure were examined. The minister says 6 locations have been identified where the indigent housing program will be undertaken in addition to a community center.
The project will commence in this financial year. The funds are in the ministry, so it is not a question of whether or not we have the money for the project. Is when we are, what time will it take us to commence, to implement the program, and we are well advanced in terms of getting certain things out of the way. This is going to be the first community center that is going to be built from the ground up in this program for rural development.
Duty-free importation of European automobiles is to come into effect this year. Head of the European Union delegation to Jamaica, Ambassador Marianne Van Steen, made the announcement on Tuesday as she addressed a Europe Day reception at the EU offices in Kingston.
As a trade partner, I am very proud to announce that after 15 years, we have a trade agreement, free trade agreement in force, and we have arrived at the end of almost all transitional arrangements of that agreement, which means that if you like European cars, as from this year, you will be able to import them without paying any duties anymore.
As a member of CARICOM and the Caribbean Forum, CARIFORUM group of countries, Jamaica is part of the CARIFORUM EU Economic Partnership Agreement, EPA, signed in 2008. For Jamaica, the EPA has made it easier for people and businesses from the 2 regions to invest and trade with each other. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, says the government welcomes the development. She's urging the local business community to leverage available opportunities in the EPA between Jamaica and the EU.
Reach out to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, to the Trade Board, and let's trade more.
2023 marks the 48th year since the establishment of diplomatic ties between Jamaica and the EU, and the 73rd anniversary of Europe Day. A task force has been established to examine discrepancies within the payment system for teachers. This was disclosed by Minister with Responsibility for Information, Robert Morgan, at this week's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. Teachers signed off on the government's new compensation system in March 2023. The regime aims to reduce and simplify the 325 salary scales and 185 allowances across the civil service. Minister Morgan says there is recognition that challenges and discrepancies exist within the payment system as it relates to the compensation.
The Minister of Finance, they have set up a task force to look specifically at these discrepancies so that we can quickly reach a resolution. So there is work being done.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.